Are you interested in effortlessly growing your Bitcoin portfolio? I sure am. The Bitcoin credit card by Gemini earns you Bitcoin back on every purchase. Use it like any credit card. Buy lunch, gas, or your weekly groceries, and you'll earn up to 4% back instantly in Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos straight to your account. All that with no annual fee. And right now, you can grab a $200 Bitcoin welcome bonus. It's the easiest way to start building your Bitcoin stack. Go to Gemini.com/card to learn more. Terms apply. See the link in the description for more information regarding rates and fees.
Ah, DSW, birthplace of the humble brag. Here, the shoes are so good, no one would ever know how little you paid. If you didn't go telling everyone, that is. And with never-ending options for every style, mood, and occasion, all at really great prices, we'll definitely give you something to brag about. So go ahead, stock up on fresh sneakers from your favorite brands. Or try those boots you always secretly knew you could pull off. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or DSW.com.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
This hour sponsored by Better. Better Picks, the daily fantasy sports app where your sports knowledge turns into real cash fast. Download Better or visit better.app now. Sign up today. Get free money. No deposit necessary. BETR.app. Better.app.
Thanks for watching today on YouTube TV, listening on SiriusXM channel 158, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. In this hour, we will get into props for tonight's action that we have across the betting board. We will talk to Ian Hunter, who has covered the Blue Jays for a long time, and more on the Thursday night game as well. Pauly, for me, the World Series, there's one thing that Dave Roberts has to do, and I don't think he's going to make it happen in Game 6.
Why do you say that after he just shook up the lineup?
Because I think he's going to have too much respect for Mookie. I'm talking about Mookie Betts. Yep. He's got to drop him in the lineup. Mm-hmm. But I think what's going to win out here is he'll tell the media, even if he's asked about it, why is Betts still hitting second or third? If that's a scenario tomorrow night, he'll say, because he's a Hall of Famer, and he's one of the best players of this generation. And this is how we got here this year.
That's actually not true, though, but you're right. He's been doing it all year. Remember we were talking about look at Mookie Betts. He's hitting 210.
Yeah, that's right.
He's been awful.
Oh, you can't even. That guy is turn the station when he comes on. That's how bad the at-bats have been. 3 of 23 so far in the World Series. He's basically an automatic out. Mm-hmm. And I like what you said earlier when you called guys are peppered throughout this Blue Jays lineup that are tough outs right now. And this zillion-dollar payroll the Dodgers have, some of the guys are automatic outs. That's the problem here. You're the team that averaged the most runs at home throughout the entire season. Speaking of you, Dodgers. And you scored 3 runs in games 4 and 5? How the hell is that possible? And the Blue Jays are averaging 6 runs per game?
Yep. The last 29 innings, they're hitting 160 with 4 runs. Incredible. And a lot of bad at-bats as well. And a lot of silly stuff. And I'm not saying it because I lost on the prop. What the hell is Hernandez doing out there turning a routine base hit into a triple? Sliding out there, slip and slide.
Right.
Stupid.
Yep.
Okay? How Savage just completely shut them down and had them tied up, and 2 of the hits were swinging bunts and what he did. But you just see what the Blue Jays do, where they have a plan, they know the scouting report, and they attack. They jumped on Snell, bam, first pitch, get out of here. And then Vlad goes deep. And if they make a mistake, they're going to make you pay. Like Ohtani did the previous game, where he was up in the zone, fatigue played a factor, everything was high. The Luke's base hit, the Vlad home run, and these guys just aren't there. If the Blue Jays make a mistake, the Dodgers aren't doing anything with it. So, yes, move Kike up, move Betts down. It was curious timing with Smith coming off a doubleheader, what he caught, but they moved him up, and he didn't do anything. No one did. I mean, you said it earlier. It's incredible that the first 4 hitters were 1 of 15 with 8 strikeouts. Uh-huh. I even couldn't count on my man, Freddie. Let Freeman ring. I couldn't even get him going. So Ortiz was accurate about what if Ohtani doesn't start. It seems like the other guys don't do anything as well. And I also will say this. Hopefully Yamamoto delivers tomorrow. This World Series has sucked. Game 3 was an all-timer. You'll never forget where you were watching the game. Incredible. Second longest of all time. The Klein story, Ohtani, all of it. Game 1, blowout. Game 2, yes, tied 1-1 in the 7th, but then the Dodgers explode, and that's over. Game 4, blowout. Game 5, blowout.
Yeah, bad World Series. One great game.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Let's get some drama here. Let's go. Let's get a close game. Let's get some drama, some tension, squeaky bum time, and let's get a Game 7 if the gods will let us have it. But, we talked about this coming in, too. What's going on with this offense? Why have they struggled since the Red Series? It shouldn't make sense. And then maybe does rust play a factor? Because when you're coming off a 7-game series as opposed to a sweep, the team off the 7 game is 4-0. It'd be 5-0 if the Blue Jays get it done and win one more.
Okay, so you take away that great series that they had against the Reds offensively. Take that series out completely. Since then, in the playoffs, we're talking about a 224 average and a slug of 372. Very bottom of the barrel here for the Dodgers. Way below, obviously, their season numbers throughout the entire regular season and way below, like, decent numbers from any team in the league. They are hitting 201 against Toronto. And that number is actually 200 with runners in scoring position and a grand total of 0 extra base hits. Last night, they had 1 at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Again, if you told me that, I'm not surprised the Blue Jays have a chance to finish them off. Again, when they came back to defeat the Mariners, our conversation on the air was, look, as someone holding Dodgers 7-1, I was not going to hedge against the Mariners. I can say this, I can't prove it. I think they were going to take care of Seattle in 4 or 5 games. The Blue Jays absolutely scared me. They had to come back and hedge a little bit because they don't strike out.
And they make you work.
They 100% they make you work.
Ask Snell, no doubt.
But also they make you work, and how good is that coaching and that scouting from last night? Jump on Snell right out of the gates. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Back-to-back home runs, first-time World Series history.
Their comeback is we haven't had Springer either. That's another good one to show the depth. And as I mentioned earlier, Ernie Clement, 13 games he has a hit. Would Barger even get in the game, but he delivered. And then the grand slam, what Kirk has done. At Varsho, so many guys that can hit. Professional approach every single at-bat, not giving at-bats away, having a plan. And then how long does Yamamoto go tomorrow now? I think he's got to go at least 7. He can have Sasaki behind him, and that's the game plan. But he's got to duplicate what he did in Game 2, and that might be hard for him to do based on how good this team is and now that the whole place will be rocking and the Dodgers can't hit. But we also saw this coming, too. At least we could have seen it coming, which I referenced earlier, the Milwaukee series and the Philly series. The whole Philadelphia series, they lost. The last game they won, to wrap it up, they won 2-1. Other than that, the damage was done mostly against the bullpen. And then the Milwaukee series, they held them to 4 runs and had 118 batting average. They didn't have to do anything.
Right.
Game 4 you throw out, it was the all-time Ohtani game with the best performance we've ever seen. And then they won 2-1, 3-1, 4-4, 5-1, and they got 3 runs off the Milwaukee bullpen late. So they still can't hit. And that's on Roberts. I don't know what he's going to do. I would move Ohtani down as well. But
how would you do that? Where would you put him at?
Could I put him at 3? I could move him down to 3.
Who would you have lead off?
It's got to work. Does it matter? As far as speed, do you want speed? Could I put Hernandez lead off?
I don't mind Kiki at leadoff.
Yeah. I don't mind that either.
This is where, his postseason history has to outweigh what Betts has done in his career.
He has good at-bats and you fear him.
Yeah, absolutely.
These other guys are just silly up there. The other thing is what's happened to Ohtani props now. Under 1.5 walks was plus money yesterday. Now it's minus 150, 160 in that range. Hits, runs, RBIs, 2.5 under 140. Total bases again, 1.5. $1.20 in that range. Ernie Clement still $1.05 to have a single with the numbers coming up on Friday. But you're right, they got the hammer of God and the guy that can force a Game 7. And I think this guy can do it. Gossman's also a stud, but slight edge to the Dodgers Game 6. And then Game 7, it's up for grabs, but I'd like L.A. in a possible Game 7 with Glasnow, Ohtani, Sasaki, as opposed to Scherzer, Bassett, whatever they're going to do, all hands on deck. But for the baseball gods have to give us a Game 7.
You can find Yamamoto's outs prop at even money, over 18.5. I'm good with that dude throwing 120, maybe even more pitches tomorrow night.
Well, he can. There's no doubt about it.
Of course he can.
He can.
Yeah, his
to
history.
throw a complete game, and he's ready to go
Right.
in the bullpen. Can you see any other Blue Jay winning the MVP other than Vlad, who's $2? I can't.
Okay, so here's the scenario. If Vlad goes hitless the next 2 games, it has to go to a game 7, in my opinion, for him not to get it.
Right.
And I do think there's an angle there. I know you poo-pooed this earlier, but if it's a 2-2 game in the 7th and the Blue Jays turn to Savage and he comes in,
How long?
I'll say 2. Let's say he gets a 2-inning save. I'm just throwing it out there. Whatever the scenario is, right?
How about the game goes extra and he throws 4 innings?
That's fine. If it goes extras and he comes in,
You got that? All right.
because of what he did last night, and if he has to come back in a game 7, I think there's an angle there. Again, but you have to have the perfect storm for that to happen.
They both have to be low-scoring games.
And that's probably, you're
You
right.
can't have these other guys doing anything because you have to worry about Clement, maybe not Clement so much, but Kirk, Barger, these other guys, because they're in the 20 to 30 to range, 30 to 1 range too.
And certainly Ohtani can't do anything with the stick either.
Right. A lot of people threw that out. I said I can't get there. Too much has to happen.
Well,
But
that's a lot. I mean, honestly.
but that's your path though. Yeah, that's your path.
What about, so we heard from Schneider after game 3, we're going to take the bat out of Ohtani's hands. Never really did that. They pitched to him. If you're Roberts, what do you tell your staff about Vlad? Because that bad boy's coming in like a beach ball to him.
Breaking stuff away. If you walk him, so be it.
That's what I would say.
He's killing every mistake too.
Yep.
Stuff away.
Don't challenge him. Don't be stupid like that. Don't give him anything even remotely close. That's probably easier said than done because the guy he's a heat-seeking missile right now waiting to happen. And those balls are getting deposited deep over the wall in left field.
Yep. I also have to put Pajes back in there. I tried the call thing. It didn't work out. He had too many bad at-bats.
But you know what?
He walked one. Big deal.
But Roberts had to pull him, though.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Send him a message. Give him a day off. Okay. You know, remember Ohtani was in that horrible slump. I go back and look at the tweets. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous that the Phillies intentionally walked him with first base open. And then what happened? Duran walked Betts and they lost the game.
Yeah.
But he was in a 2-for-21 slump and couldn't get the ball out of the infield. But you stick around and you take extra rounds of BP. You never know. Pajes does that. Maybe this wakes him up. Call didn't do you anything. Did any good.
No,
He's not ready for the bright lights in the prime time. If Pajes was one of your best hitters in the regular season, I guess you got to put him back out there now.
I will
maybe
mention this,
move him up too. I don't know. Try something else.
Yamamoto can pull off the MVP.
Yes, you're right.
If he goes out there tomorrow night and they win in 7 games,
Yes.
he's just phenomenal. All right, I've bet AJ Green to go over 2.5 made threes in every game so far this year for the Bucks. It has not lost. I'm on him again tonight, but dialing it back. I'll tell you why next.
Are you interested in effortlessly growing your Bitcoin portfolio? I sure am. The Bitcoin credit card by Gemini earns you Bitcoin back on every purchase. Use it like any credit card. Buy lunch, gas, or your weekly groceries, and you'll earn up to 4% back instantly in Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos straight to your account. All that with no annual fee, and right now you can grab a $200 Bitcoin welcome bonus. It's the easiest way to start building your Bitcoin stack. Go to Gemini.com/card to learn more. Terms apply. See the link in the description for more information regarding rates and fees.
Come to DSW for the shoes, stay for the fun. Because let's be honest, if shoe shopping isn't fun, are you even doing it right? So go ahead, try something new. Try something different. Good different. Try something that feels like you. You know, the real you. And then definitely brag about it later. Because at DSW, you've got unlimited freedom to play. With sneakers, boots, and everything in between for every style, mood, and occasion, you'll definitely find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. DSW. Let us surprise you.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A lot of player props to hit for tonight's betting card. It's Follow the Money. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is a spot. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard here on a Thursday. So NBA 1 week into the season. But I made it a point. I wanted to bet AJ Green for the Milwaukee Bucks, a.k.a. Dairy Bird, if the three-point numbers were right entering this season. And every game so far, they have made us prop 2.5. Over has been plus money. in every game. He is 4-0 to the over. He is shooting 59% from downtown so far. The volume is not there, which is a concern.
Yes.
The most threes he's taken in one game is 7. The other 3 games, 5 in every single one of them. So I wanted more, but he's such a sharpshooter and a dead-eyed dick running out there for the Bucks that I got to bet him. So I bet him again tonight at plus 126. But I will say this, if you have not been betting him like I have been, now is not the time to hop in. In fact, I didn't even want to bet him tonight, and here's why. The Bucks are taking on the Golden State Warriors. Really good game, by the way. The Warriors are allowing opposing teams to shoot 32.6% from downtown. That is the 6th best in the NBA. The Clippers shot 6 of 33 on Tuesday, 18%. Not a single player made more than 1. The game before that, Cam Spencer, only player to hit 3 or more from Memphis. 2 players did it for the Blazers. Gordon hit 10 for the Nuggets, but he was the only player. And Hachimura did it in game 1 for the Lakers, but that was it. I actually think that the number should be where it is tonight. And again, the only reason why I'm on it again is because if he wins it tonight and I don't bet him, I'll feel like a dummy.
All right.
But Golden State's 3-point defense is elite.
Oh, yeah. In that same game, Miles Turner, 4-0 to the under on his props. That game coming up. Freak has been filling up the stat sheet every single game. You look at his points, rebounds, and assists over as well. Jimmy Butler, same game, 5-0 to the under on his rebounds. Hartenstein, 5-0 to the over on his rebounds. George for Utah, 4-0 over. Castle, 4-0 over. Barnes, San Antonio, 4-0 under with his rebounds. Couple props tonight. Short card. Wild start to the season. Reeves does it again. Lakers getting 7.5 going to Minnesota to win. Take that, Mitch Moss.
Oh, we both
Love
have
the Reeves.
We both have the Lakers win total under. What are you talking about?
I know,
Take
but they're
that.
a good team. They're fun to watch.
I don't know if they're a good team or not. But,
Oh, you're still not there.
well, there's no Edwards for Minnesota, and Wolves kind of stink anyway right now. We just, for people like us who have bets on Lakers under, we can't have wins like that happen. Need those.
No, they were up big, though. They're up 17, and the next thing you know, the T-Wolves come all the way back, and then he hits the game winner. But between some of these performances and these great offensive shootouts and teams that are so efficient offensively and what's happened on the defensive end, crazy games. Remember, we talked about all the overs, and they keep coming, that you can't put the totals high enough. What's going on? Like that Portland-Utah game last night and what the Rockets did on the road. And that game died, which was ridiculous, but Boston had 75 at the half yesterday against Cleveland.
Right. Hauser, another guy to watch with the threes. Yeah. He went ballistic last night. By the way, the angle with the Nets now has turned into a first quarter, first half thing. Opposing team total over first quarter, first half.
Why not game?
Because
about the blowout factor?
I just think that they're so bad.
All you need to know is last night. Trae Young leaves after 7 minutes, and they still score 117 points.
Well, yeah, and that was 12-0 Nets, I think, out of the gates. And they gave up 34 points in the first quarter. And they led 12-0. So that's how bad that team is. So, and by the way, like 240 is a big number in the NBA, right? You have one bad quarter, and that's or for a team total, that's going to go under, obviously. Also, pay attention to Jazz totals. To the moon again last night. They go bombs away all the time. And what is going on in Miami?
Yes.
With this Heat team.
This is, Spoelstra, baby. This is with a hero out, what they're still doing, and the points they're putting up, and Bam shooting a lot of threes. He's 1.5 tonight. I like that over. Like, he has added that to his game and said, hey, I'm going to make these guys pay and make them respect me more. And he's coming out and shooting a lot of threes as well. Walker Kessler, I think, was 3 for 3 last night for Utah. But, yes, look at these scores. And look at how high-scoring these Heat games have been.
They scored 144 on the Hornets the other night.
Yeah.
I'll give you a guy to pay attention to. And I bet him recently for a couple of awards. Jaime Jaquez for the Heat.
Oh, yeah.
6th man and most improved.
Okay.
6th man, I believe, was 35-1 when I bet him. Most improved was like 100-1. Now, I looked a couple of games ago and he was posted nowhere. So maybe there was a rogue number out there that was available that was better than that. But that dude's averaging almost 19 points per game and 6 rebounds, along with 4 assists. He's coming off the bench for this Heat team. Mm-hmm. This total opened up 231.5. It's down to 228. I guess that has to be because of the Spurs defense, right? And going up against Wembanyama here?
Well, this is interesting, though, about Let me see if I can find it for you here. I'll look about more awards. You would always think about defense and then at the bottom in pace with the Heat.
Right.
It's exact opposite what they're doing. And how many guys can shoot and score. 125, 121, 146, 114. Beat the Knicks at home, 115, 107, the 144 to 117 you just talked about. And they've been an in-play dream as well because they're getting off the hot starts and what's going on. So I would look at BAM props and also the over as well and get involved in play if they get up to that hot start too, what's happening.
Right.
Because this is nuts what's going on. And you're right with the Hawkes stuff too. What did you want? 6-man and what?
6-man and most improved for Hawkes. I bet both of them.
Okay. I don't see most improved.
I see books were really, he wasn't even posted. I think it was over the weekend when I looked.
22 to 1 6-man.
Okay, so he keeps coming down.
Yeah.
His numbers have been, the game-by-game numbers for Hawkes, again, guy's been absolutely lights out. And this is his, he came into the league in 2023. Man, that could actually go against him for the most improved player.
How about the Bulls? They won again.
I know. Giddy again.
Yes.
I'm giddy over Giddy.
That's right. That's a great story.
How about this? They're actually the best team. They have the best three-point defense in the NBA. I believe the number is 26% teams are shooting from downtown against them. How about that? Where's that coming from?
Mm-hmm. A lot of surprises.
And I know it's only a 4-game slate tonight, but Magic really scuffling here. 1-4 out of the gates. Everybody's darling in the Eastern Conference.
Same thing. It's only 2 guys can score again. Same problems.
Yeah.
Not playing defense either.
And Suggs is out again tonight.
Uh-huh.
But this Hornets team, they're fun to watch because look at the total here. In a Magic game, the total is 239 or 239.5.
Yeah. Well, that's right. But you're right. Orlando's kind of like Miami. 135, 116, 136, 124, 111, 107. They were the nuts defensively last year and always low totals.
Yep.
But not this year.
Let me give you LaMelo Ball's last 3 games. 27, 10, and 8. 38, 13, and 13. 29, and 8. He is teetering on a triple-double every time he takes the court now. That would be an intriguing number to look at. I don't think I'd play it tonight because it's the Magic. But maybe moving forward in some of these other crazy games. And another one tonight, by the way, with OKC. I mean, this has blowout written all over it.
Right.
They are, 15.5 point favorites. If you want to dig deep for some of the ancillary players in a game like this, but now OKC has injuries. But if you wanted to do a same-game parlay on a Case and Wallace, for example, Wiggins' numbers are too big, I think, tonight. But I did a parlay here with SGA. Here, I'll try to find it. The exact bet that I made tonight. It played plus 310 when I put it in. Here you go. SGA, 4+ rebounds. Hartenstein, 10+ rebounds. Wiggins, 6+ rebounds and assists. And Wallace, 2+ steals, pays plus 310. I bet that at stations here in town. They let you build and you can do alternate numbers and stuff like that with the same game parlay. So I dipped it down the regular numbers, but this could be 80 to 60 at halftime OKC.
Think sports, it's time to get paid for it. Better Picks, a daily fantasy app where your sports knowledge turns into real cash fast. Download the Better app, pick more or less on your favorite player stats. And if your pick hits, you win. New users get free money just for signing up and no deposit required. When you do deposit, you get a 50% deposit match up to $200. Better has action year-round. UFC, golf, soccer, and more. Head to better.app or download it in the Apple Google Play Store. Don't forget to use promo code VSiN for your free money deposit bonus today. How high will they let you go with the points? Because we saw Markkanen with a 50. We saw Reeves with 50. We saw Reeves with 40. How high can you ladder
you
that?
can find 40. Not in all players, though.
Aaron Gordon had a monster game.
Yeah.
It's another one. I think they just cut him off at 30, 35.
I think they will. For most players. In fact, for some of the other guys, they might get cut off at 30 in that range, 25, something like that. But for, that's interesting. Tonight, what would SGA to score 60 plus pay?
Yeah, he's done it right. He had a 52. Yeah.
How about finding, if you have a book out there where you can bet SGA's free throws?
Attempts? Just
sure.
Attempts? Yeah.
Why not? Didn't he...
method of first basket or first point.
Another one.
Made a free throw, 40 to 1, whatever, 33 to 1.
Up next, we'll hit more of the World Series. Ian Hunter has covered the Blue Jays for a long time. When did he know that Toronto was a championship caliber winning team? We'll ask him next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board here on a Thursday. World Series has kind of tilted, Pauly, since that 18-inning affair on Tuesday night. Gone back now in the direction of, a Monday night actually, of the Toronto Blue Jays. And we'll talk more about that game and the series now with Ian Hunter as he joins the program on the Progressive Guest Line. He's on X at Blue Jays Hunter with the Jays Nation. Ian, thanks for the time today. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. It's nice to have an off day here during this World Series, 3 consecutive games. And, well, they essentially played a doubleheader in Game 3, so 4 games essentially. So I'm sure the players are enjoying the rest, and so is everybody else.
Yeah, let's go back sometime in the regular season. When did you think that the Blue Jays were a championship caliber winning team?
Well, you can kind of pinpoint, I would say, early July. The Blue Jays had a 4-game series at Rogers Center in Toronto against the Yankees. At that point, the Jays were just slightly behind New York for the division lead. And the Blue Jays swept that 4-game series at home and overtook the Yankees for the division lead and never looked back. It's funny. I look back in maybe May, they were a few games under 500. It looked like they might even struggle to just make the postseason. So the fact that they've gotten this far when nobody really pegged them as a division winner, let alone in the a team in the World Series, is just a testament to kind of how far this team has come. And I don't want to say overachieved, but definitely exceeded expectations.
I can't get enough of this, you Savage story. And I know we were talking before you came on, like there's nothing to compare it to where you're starting an A ball in front of 300 fans. And now you're shutting the Dodgers down on the road in the World Series 1 year out of college. You always want to say we're going to develop the guy, we're going to take our time. I also think the organization deserves a ton of credit to keep saying, okay, how about AA, AAA? Oh, you want to pitch against the Yankees? Come on, let's go. I can't get enough of this story.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, this is the stuff that dreams are made of. Savage is only 22 years old, already pitched 2 World Series games for the Blue Jays, and probably 2 of the most dominant postseason starts the Blue Jays have ever had in the postseason as well. Most strikeouts by a rookie in a World Series game, most strikeouts in a World Series game since Orlando Hernandez in 2000. He made the Dodgers eat out of his hand, which is odd because Game 1 he didn't really have a good feel for his splitter. Kind of struggled through that Dodgers lineup, but last night it was just everything was working, especially his slider. Like his slider, he had 14 swings and misses on that pitch alone. There was one particular at bat where he struck out Shohei Ohtani, and Ohtani kind of his helmet flew off, and Savage just walked off the mound casually. It's an incredible story, and one that the Blue Jays really haven't had in terms of a draft and developing like an ace level starting pitcher. Mm-hmm. I realize development's not always linear, but it's an incredible success case, not just for a young pitcher like Savage, but the Blue Jays organization as a whole.
Will we see Springer tomorrow?
I kind of think so. It's funny. He's got an oblique injury. I think typically during the regular season that might sideline someone for at least 4 weeks, maybe 6 or 8. But with this being Game 6 of the World Series, potentially going 7, I think you're going to have to arm wrestle guys to not be in this lineup. So it could be, if he's in the starting lineup, I think it's in a DH capacity. It looks like he actually might come into the game last night as a pinch runner late. So he's certainly available. He's not written off, but certainly not 100% after in the ALCS, he took a pitch off the knee. And then, of course, the oblique on a swing a couple of nights ago. So, I mean, this Blue Jays lineup is battered and bruised. Bo Bichette just was activated for the World Series as well. He's dealing with the knee injury. So these guys are not 100%, but I think the Jays would take even George Springer at 50% compared to any other guy in the lineup right now.
Their incredible scouting paid off big time right away. How they attacked Blake Snell in that game, Ian, right out of the gates, obviously was a big benefit as they hit 2 home runs going back-to-back for the first time in World Series history as a team that was dominated by Yamamoto in Game 2 of the series. What do you think the attack is here in Game 6?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be incredibly tough. I thought even if this series got back to Toronto, you've got Yamamoto looming in Game 6, the guy who's thrown 2 consecutive complete games in the postseason now. So the Jays they managed to elevate his pitch count early in Game 1, but they didn't get anything off him beyond the 3rd inning. So I think it's the Blue Jays' MO is kind of to grind out at bat, put the ball in play, and get on base. And I think they just have to continue with that approach. I think if they can rack up Yamamoto's pitch count, as they've done with guys like Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow in the World Series, he can get to the Dodgers bullpen. And that certainly is, I think, if there's a weakness of this Dodgers team, it is that bullpen, kind of the bridge to Roki Sasaki is a little shaky. So I think they just have to stick with their approach. And, keep in mind, this has been the best offensive team the Blue Jays have been in the playoffs. Most homers, highest batting average, every offensive stat they have led Major League Baseball. Yeah. So I think at some point they're probably going to break through here.
What's the plan Game 7?
Yeah, so I think Max Scherzer would be on tap for Game 7 here, which I think would be electric. If you asked Jays fans a couple of weeks ago, they would think that's a pretty scary prospect because he had a really shaky end of the regular season and was left off the ALDS roster, but had a massive start for the Blue Jays in the ALCS against the Mariners and kind of held his own earlier this week against the Dodgers. So I think ideally they'd love to get it wrapped up in Game 6, but it's with Yamamoto. I think it's an uphill battle, but they've got 2 shots at it here, and they're also at home too, which the Jays are a far better hitting team at Rogers Center than they are on the road for sure.
Do you think we could see a Savage again in a Game 7?
I think it's a case where all hands are on deck. I know in Game 4 of the ALDS series against the Yankees, we saw Kevin Gausman and Trey Savage in the bullpen just in case the Blue Jays needed to lock things down. And I think because Savage was so dominant against the Dodgers last night, it would not shock me if it goes to a Game 7 if we see someone like Savage, because relievers, for example, like Louis Varland, he's pitched in almost every single game for the Blue Jays in the postseason. The Dodgers have had a ton of looks at him, whereas Savage, he's just got that devastating splitter and slider combination. I think it's certainly on the table. We've seen Chris Bassett out of the bullpen this playoff. We've seen Kevin Gausman. Wouldn't shock me to see Savage as well.
Do you have an MVP vote?
I mean, if I had to pick someone, I think it's probably Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He won the ALCS MVP. It's crazy because in September at the end of the regular season, he was going through one of the worst stretches of his career. And now he's put this team on his back, set a franchise record for home runs in a single postseason for the Blue Jays. He's hitting .415. He's got 8 home runs, 15 RBIs. Had another big home run yesterday. I think if he continues on this pace, it's probably Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s MVP.
Who do you think a backup player would be? And just in case, the Blue Jays win it, let's say in 7 games, and Vlad maybe goes hitless the rest of the way, who could steal the award from him?
It's funny. A guy like Ernie Clement is someone who's been a really kind of unsung hero for this team this year, but I think a lot of people are catching on to him. He only has 2 fewer hits than Guerrero in the postseason. He's hitting .391. And then maybe down ballot 1, I would say their catcher, Alejandro Kirk, who has 5 home runs this postseason. He had a huge go-ahead home run in Game 4 of the World Series. So those would probably be 2 guys. I would say if I had to pick one, it would be Vlad, and then 1A would probably be Ernie Clement.
Ian, how does this compare for the Toronto fan base to the Maple Leafs? If they, let's say that they make a deep run and made the finals or whatever in the Stanley Cup, they haven't won anything since the late 60s, but how does the baseball fan base compare to the Maple Leafs?
I mean, it's ravenous. The Blue Jays haven't been in the World Series for 32 years. It's captivated basically the entire country up here. I think the Jays had over 7 million people tune in from Canada, watch that World Series game last night. So everyone is just super hungry for this. And I know there are far more tortured fan bases than the Blue Jays, but it's been really cool to see a new generation kind of realize what the potential of this organization could be. And if they win it, I think Toronto is going to be complete bedlam.
Yeah, you can say that again. You can follow Ian on X at Blue Jay Hunter. He's with the Jays Nation. Ian, thanks so much for the time. Enjoy the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Ian Hunter. Springer, I think, is probably going to go based on that report.
Yeah.
Kind of game time decision about last night.
I kind of agree with him, too, that why Clement doesn't have better odds.
Yeah.
Guy's been great every single game and delivered.
Home field has meant something on Thursday Night Football. Starting this week, going back almost a decade. We'll give you the strong numbers next here on VSiN.
Did you know your credit card points and miles can lose value to inflation? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Now imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini credit card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos instantly with no annual fee. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight to your account. Plus, sign up now for a $200 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Visit Gemini.com/card today. Check out the link in the description for more information on rates and fees. Again, if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin but don't know where to start, the Gemini credit card makes it easy.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Thursday Night Football on tap for tonight. Ravens, first game back for Lamar Jackson in a good month on the road, taking on the Miami Dolphins. Baltimore, the respect for this team, huh?
Yes.
Lane 7.5. Total 51.5, which is a key number, obviously. So shop around on that. Did go up a little bit here. And this is after the Dolphins obviously played their best game of the year. Shocking Atlanta last week.
Well, the Ravens' defense looked great, too, last week and saving their season, and Huntley was solid as well. And now, again, you're taking on a bad defense, and this is when you're supposed to turn your season around and start rattling off some W's here as the schedule gets manageable and easy for the Ravens. So they put themselves behind the 8 ball. It's interesting that Lamar says, yes, I'm the guy that took the toys and the stuff out of the locker room and asked for that. And now it's on him now. And we just expect this offense to take off after his absence and look the part. I think Mr. Fort Lauderdale Flowers goes over 69.5. Big part of this offense. But to me, it's all about Henry and getting him involved against a horrible Miami run defense, which sometimes you can't explain, and it's a total fluke. And I think that's what happened last week in Atlanta. Just a bizarre game that they hold Atlanta to 45 yards rushing. Tua looked good. And after throwing 6 picks the last couple games, Baltimore getting healthy defensively, did a good job last week after the first quarter against the Bears. You are right, though, about the respect. Lane 7.5 on the road. He's had all this time off. You're favored to win the division. The price to make the playoffs. It's only happened 4 times in history. And you're 1-5 and to make the playoffs, and you're favored to win that division. What that says about Cincinnati and also Pittsburgh, but their power rating sky high.
I know it is. Am I missing something here? Why is Zay Flowers Mr. Fort Lauderdale?
Where he's from.
Oh, that's it?
He got family coming. I think he has a big game. Yep.
Okay. I will tell you this, that I've been there before.
Not bad, right?
That's where they shot some of...
Cocaine Cowboys?
No, what's the movie? I'm blanking on it, though. How am I blanking?
Scarface? Okay.
Shot some of Scarface, and there's a bar there. They used to call it, I think, Shipwreck Bar.
Yeah?
Now it looks like they changed the name to the Wreck Bar, and it looks like you're actually inside a ship that was a shipwreck. Awesome spot.
Is it the scene where they're dancing on the floor? When he dancing with Michelle Pfeiffer? What scene is it?
Actually, I don't know that's where they shot the movie or not. I guess it could be.
Uh-huh.
But in that area, I guess, is where they shot it, where I think he was going up to do the chainsaw act.
Oh, God, right there. Yes,
I
right
think
there
that's
in the mix. Yeah.
Oh,
my God, what a scene. When they're
that's
in
you
the
watch
bathtub.
It. Yeah, you watch that once, you're like, okay, I think I've seen that probably enough.
That is some scene. That is strong, yes.
So I'm also like, I think that this can be I think likely because of his suppressed number.
Yeah, Paul was making good points.
I mean, I'm seeing like 60 plus yards at plus 870, 75 plus yards at plus 1050 on him tonight. I think likely can have, let's just say 45, 60, whatever. I mean, I think he's a good guy to maybe look at climbing the ladder with here. Tight ends crush it against Miami.
Yep.
And his charts was running down last hour. You can always go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast to get his entire appearance. But good angle here with he's taking over now. The baton could be handed off from Andrews to Likely, and Likely also took over big time last year with Lamar Jackson when he was in the playoffs. I'll give you this too. Steve Mackin numbers, vsin.com. On Thursday Night Football in the first half of the season, so weeks 1 through 8, home teams, 30-24 straight up, but 19-33-2 ATS, 36%. But if you go back even further, since 2016, in weeks 9 and later, you're 44-27 straight up, 42-26-3 ATS. That's 61.8%. So home teams are bad to begin the year, ATS, but then midway through the season to the end of the year, they turn into really good teams to bet on. Is that because travel and the long season catches up with the team on the road? Maybe that has something to do with it.
What do you expect from Miami? Because I know the guru likes Waddle receptions over. Achane is surprisingly 7-1 under receiving yards on the season. But with no Waller and no Hill, and maybe a here and there to Washington, our CI guy Kramer likes Washington.
I could see Washington
first touchdown of the game, but I just think it was a complete fluke, and they're still sky high off the win. And we'll get the real Miami Dolphins today. And Baltimore runs all over them. Remember, they had that weird game on that Thursday night a couple years ago where Baltimore came in with the great record and were laying double digits and couldn't do a damn thing offensively.
That's right.
And Miami upset them. But I think it's a Waddle game. It's a Flowers game. I guess I'm with Charge made the good case for Gordon anytime touchdown as well, although he's 6-1 to the under with his rushing yards, although McDaniel has changed a tune about his usage and getting him more carries. But interesting game from a prop standpoint, but I think you'll see Tua throw a pick or two tonight, and then Baltimore. Does a Baltimore blow them out? I don't know.
Well,
but Baltimore wins the game.
So, I mean, asking me about Miami, what do I expect tonight? The whole thing comes down to Baltimore's defense, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Did they really get that much better after getting a couple of guys back last week against the Chicago Bears? I'm now seeing some books, like offshore, they're promoting this. You can now bet on Caleb Williams, like when he's going to get benched if he puts up another stink bomb.
Yeah, I think this is crazy. I don't think he's...
So do I. Really, we're going to go that far?
No, I think Johnson's happy with him. And
so then if that's not on Caleb, though, then I think you got to tip your cap to Baltimore and say, well, then maybe with those guys back that they got last week, maybe this... And by the way, Miami, other than the Cleveland game, they were actually scoring points and competitive. Well, the Colts game thrown there as well. But they scored 27 and lost to New England. They were in that game against Buffalo, and they lost by 10.
Played well, yes.
They beat the Jets in that primetime game. They scored 24. They gave that up against Carolina, by the way. What were they, up 17-0 in that game?
Yeah.
They scored 27 against the Chargers, blew that game.
Came back, though. Yes, came back. That was the game the interceptions killed them, right?
Right.
Competitive in that game, could have won, right?
So, yes, god-awful record, and it's been ugly at times, but for the most part, competitive and scoring points. And Washington now, since that injury to Tyreek Hill, in 4 games, 4 catches on 5 targets, 4 catches on 5 targets, 5 catches on 8 targets, and again, 4 catches on 5 targets. Does he get enough targets in this game tonight to go over? I believe the catch prop is 3.5. He's gone over that now in 4 straight games. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty decent weapon. They don't have any tight ends here. Who are you throwing the ball to? Tanner Gordon? Third string, I think, tight end for this team.
The other question is, are they behind, though, too? I mean, are they forced to throw? Are you down 14-0? That definitely could be in play as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore goes right down the field and then Tua throws a pick. And then the school's out. I think it's 14-0, 7 minutes in, and Michaels is crying.
Well, that's going to happen at some point.
It'll happen anyways, right? Doesn't want to be there. I can't get there with anything Bateman related. Church made the case Andrews under. I'd say yes with Washington. He's got to be good for a couple catches, right?
Right.
I already made the case for Waddle and Flowers as well. But some of these other guys, I was stunned with the Achane stuff up on vsin.com today that he's 7-1 under his receiving yards.
Me too.
Because it's just it just tells you, though, it's all that crap behind or at a line of scrimmage.
Right.
It's all dump offs. And you look, okay, he's got 6 catches for 15 yards or something stupid.
Sure. Now, having said what I did about Likely, I'm also a little hesitant to play anything over with receivers in this game just because what if it turns into a blowout? And I think last week was a complete fluke with the Falcons, and they abandoned the running game and never got Bijan going at all. I think there's an angle here tonight where this could be just all Derrick Henry and the running game.
Yeah.
And then they get out to a lead, and then we're not going to throw the ball much at all, the rest of the entire game.
Yeah, that's possible. Good night tonight, though. Good doubleheader. I think I'm a triple header, rather. This is a good game, too, with Tulane and UTSA.
What do you like here?
I'll do more on this coming up. But both games are totaled 54.5 in the Marshall game and Tulane in San Antonio. This is UTSA big game for them at home, and to get this on ESPN. Can I call the team 6-1 a disappointment? The win against Duke looks better. Run out at Ole Miss, struggled and couldn't put away East Carolina and almost lost to Army at home. Right. It's also a look-ahead spot. They got Memphis on deck on the big game on ESPN next Friday night at Memphis for Tulane. A little disappointed in their play.
Well, here's the thing.
Even though they're 6-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this outright tonight.
Well, if they run the table and win their conference.
That's right.
They're going to be the team probably to make that get that playoff bid.
Works out, though, for Memphis. They get all these teams at home.
I would say so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can they really survive that loss to UAB?
Absolutely. Because they play Navy and Tulane, and there's another tough one coming up, and then you would have the title game. They absolutely can do it. Start getting paid for it if you know sports. Better Picks, the daily fantasy sports app, where your sports knowledge turns into cash. Sign up today, get free money, and no deposit needed. And when you do deposit, you get a 50% deposit match up to $200. Download Better in the app or Google Play Store. Head to better.app, promo code VSiN for your free money and deposit bonus today.
All right, we're going to dive into more bets for Thursday Night Football. You're right, by the way. I'm excited for this game. No complaining. We're halfway through the season already. I don't care what. Well, you're going to care if it's like Tennessee against the Jets or something like that, but it's a football game on a Thursday night. So, do we concentrate on Derrick Henry tonight? Is that the angle? Although Miami did shut down Bijan Robinson last week. We'll talk about it with Glenn Clark coming up next year on VSiN.
Did you know your credit card points and miles can lose value to inflation? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Now imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini credit card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos instantly with no annual fee. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight to your account. Plus, sign up now for a $200 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Visit Gemini.com/card today. Check out the link in the description for more information on rates and fees. Again, if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin but don't know where to start, the Gemini credit card makes it easy.